And now, for your listening pleasure, the Blazing Defender Report with your host, the Blazing Defender himself, Travis Jones. What's going on, everybody? What's up, my freaks and geeks? I'm back, bitches. I'm back. The Terminator is back. Torn bicep can't slow me down, you know what I'm saying? What's going on, everybody? I'm excited to be back behind a microphone again. I feel like Run DMC or some shit like that. What's going on? I hope you liked the intro there. That was my news radio voice. I've never tried that before, so if it sucked, what the hell, you know? What are you going to do? Welcome back, guys. I'm glad you're with me today. I apologize for the hiatus. As some of you may know, I tore my bicep 2 weeks ago. I had surgery on it last Tuesday. It's still really sore, so I'm getting around a little better now. But the main thing was the reason I couldn't have the show is I couldn't get out to my comic book shop. They were putting in a pull list for me, so I've got a stack of books. I haven't got to them all, I'll be honest, because what the hell else are you doing, right? I know that's what you're asking me. But between doctor's visits and some other things that I had scheduled to do, I just haven't had a whole lot of time to read. But I did get some books in, some ones that I've really been enjoying. So this is going to be a really good episode. So what I want to say with that, I want to say is I'm trying to get the show back on a regular schedule on Tuesday or Wednesday. Hopefully on Wednesday. That's going to be when the show will air. I like to do a live Periscope broadcast as well, so you can join in on the fun. At the end, I'll take questions, criticism, comments, bets, whatever. You name it. Join in, join the fun. But because of time constraints today, I'm not going to have a Periscope show. But usually on Wednesdays, as the beard comes back, as you can see, I'm rocking the beard again. As it comes in thicker, the show will be on more regular. So that's a promise. Now, I have a lot in store for the show. I've talked about a possible move to a network. I hope that happens soon. We're still ironing things out, but I've got like a roundtable discussion with some guys, some old school comic book collectors. I've got some local artists that are actually doing Marvel work now that really want to be on the show. They ask me all the time, "Hey man, when we going to be on the show? When we going to do it? We going to do this? What's up, man? We going to do this? When we going to do this? What's up?" So they don't really talk like that. They're really cool people. Not saying cool people don't talk like that, but they probably don't, to be honest. But anyway, so that's something I'm really looking forward to. Honestly, I hate to harp on it, but the surgery has really put me back and has really put some things on the back burner that I thought would have already been done. So with that being said, we're going to get it rolling, and I'm back, and we're going to rock this shit like we always do, like some freaks and nerds that we are. And for new viewers, I just want to say what the show is about is I buy comic books every week. And what I do here is I just give you my opinion on what I think's good, what I think's bad, what I think you should save your money on. And this mainly goes out to people that are new to the comic book world. They're really into the movies and they want to dabble in comics, but they're really not sure what they like and what books would I buy and blah, blah, blah. So that's the reason I wanted to create a show. I'm buying them every week. Let me do something for the people that want to get into a comic book shop. This is for you, man. This show is for you. My opinions are my own. I'm on a couple of Facebook pages where we talk about certain comic books that are out, and some guys they totally disagree with me. They hate Civil War. They really don't think the Batman Superman movie is going to be very good. They didn't like Age of Ultron. So hey, look. Everybody has their opinion. What I want to do is I want to tell you what's in this book, and it may strike a chord with you. And you go, "Oh, my God, I love barbarians. I love drinking beer, and there's hot naked chicks. That's my book. Oh, my God. I got to go to my comic shop. Ma, take me to the comic shop." So that's my goal. That's what I'm hoping to do is spark some interest and get people out there to enjoy something that I've enjoyed for, going on 30-plus years of my life. So with that being said, let's get into the reviews. All right, one of my favorite books that has come out of this Battle World stuff is Weird World. This is Weird World number 3. showing the cover to my YouTube viewers here. Pretty cool cover, big skull, and that's Akron the Barbarian down there at the bottom. He's a badass. Have you ever wanted to, like, read a good barbarian book? And I'm not talking about the old Conan stuff, because we all know that was pretty good. But if you went back and read the old Conan stuff, I don't know if it would hold up or not. I have not done that. So please don't crucify me if you're a Conan fan. I am too. Trust me. I was a Schwarzenegger fan long before I was a Conan fan. So when the two came together, I think my head exploded when I was like 12 or 11. So with that being said, Weird World. Really, really good stuff. It's only issue 3, so you can always go back and get 1 and 2. It shouldn't be that big of an issue. My boy Jason Aaron, that's writing for Marvel right now, is a freaking rock star. This dude is the Eddie Van Halen of comic books right now. Everything he writes is gold for me. He's slowly taking over the #1 spot as my favorite comic book writer of all time. So Weird World, no exception here. Let me kind of bring you up to speed a little bit. Akron doesn't know how he got there, but he's wandering around this plane that they call Weird World. And it's just that. You got Ape-Atlantis, which is, like it sounds, Atlantis that's run by sea apes. You've got dragons. Morgan Le Fay's running the place as you'd think Morgan Le Fay would. So he's looking to get back to Palmacolis or something like that. That's his homeland. He's looking to get back there. He had a map. He lost the map. He got captured by these apes. He ended up befriending this guy named Warbo, who's like made of crystal. They're both in prison together, and Warbo's like, look, dude, I can break us out, but I'm going to need some help. And I've been waiting for a badass barbarian to be my cellmate. Akron's like, you're nuts, but I want out. Let's roll. And that's what they do. A lot of dead sea apes later, they're out. Akron loses his map. Warbo says, hey, I've got a map for you. Come with me. Help me get this prince out of Morgan Le Fay's dungeon, and it's yours. Akron's like, I'm a barbarian, and I'm probably pretty stupid, but this dude's nuts. Well, he had no idea how nuts Warbo was. The mission's a success. They get the prince of Crystallium or someplace like that. It's where Warbo's from. It's a bag of crystals. That's all it is. It's not a fully formed person yet. I think yet. No spoiler because it hadn't happened yet, but I think it's a person. So Akron's like, you got to be kidding me, man. What the hell did I just risk my life for? So anyway, they're caught. They're running from these Magna warriors, these warriors that are made of like magma, and like you touch them, they burn. Akron and Warbo are battling it out, man, and they escape. Okay? I don't want to tell you how they escape, but they escape. So, Akron's like, you psychopath, you almost got us killed for a bag of rocks. And he's like, dude, this is the prince. All right? They don't really talk like this. I'm paraphrasing as politically incorrect as I can, obviously. But he's like, dude, I want my map. And Warbo's like, here's your map. And he hands him this rock. And it's got all these crazy etchings on it. Now, if you take a good look at it, it's like a whole page spread. It looks like a map, but it's a psychopath map. I mean, it looked like a kid drew it. There's all these different areas and these giant robots. And I'm just now looking at it. Rocks with faces. I mean, this is all the kind of stuff that Warbo has written on this map. And Akron's like, I've been traveling this world for ages, and I don't know any of these places. This map is wrong. And Warbo's like, no, you don't understand. Weird World is constantly changing. This was the map that got me to find my prince. So maybe it can get you to where you're going. So Warbo's like, what the hell? I've got it. I'm through with it. I'm gonna get back. So Warbo's like, hey man, let me roll with you. And Akron's like, oh hell no, we're done, partner. You going on your own way. You're crazy. So Warbo's like, oh yeah, good idea. That way they can't follow us. So I don't think it's the last we're going to see of Warbo, and I hope not. I think he's a great character. But so now Akron and Warbo have created such a noise in Morgan Le Fay's dungeons. Of course, Morgan Le Fay has taken notice of the two. and they know who they are. And she's like, this Akron, his name sounds familiar to me. And they're like, yeah, he's the dude who stole your dragon. And she was like, so he come back to get my dragon? And they were like, we don't think so. We're not really sure why he came back. So she's basically like, we need to find this guy. I'm looking for him. We need to find more about this Akron. So she basically puts another player in the mix. He's basically her assassin. He's called the Slayer. I know, it's like 80s badass nicknames for people, and I love it. And like the first shot we give this guy, he's got this like some kind of animal, some kind of weird world animal head with these huge tusks on him. I mean, he just looks so badass. He looks like the freaking Slayer. So she's basically said, look, you need to find this guy Akron. Now, Akron's, marching along. What does every barbarian stop for? A brew. He finds him in ale house, and he's like, this place stinks, but I'm gonna go in here anyway. Have me a brew. He strikes up a conversation with the guy at the bar. Why are you drinking? Oh, I'm drinking to forget. Blah blah blah. Well, why are you drinking? Are you drinking to forget? No, there's no drink. I couldn't drink enough to wash the blood from my hands. Well, what are you drinking for then? Because of what I'm about to do. Well, what are you about to do? I'm about to kill somebody. Who are you about to kill? You. So the conversation that he struck up was with the Slayer. The Slayer was waiting for him in his tavern, probably thinking, hey, where's the barbarian going to go? He's going to go to an ale house sooner or later. I'll just catch up with him there. And they basically have their little talk. Then they start brawling, as you know barbarians are going to do. So the barbarians are getting on with it. Akron kind of he escapes. I don't know if the Slayer would have beat him, but it was a pretty good little brawl. It was pretty evenly matched. And Akron, I think, sensed this may not go the way I want it. He does something. He kind of gets out of it. But what he got into could be far worse than dealing with the Slayer. It's really, really cool. I've got some friends that are huge fans of this character, and it looks like this character and many of similar characters like him are going to show up in the next issue. Weird World is an excellent, excellent book. It's been good every month. Well worth the $3.99 cover price. If anything that I said intrigues you, give it a shot. I don't even think you have to. You'll love the art. Mike Del Mundo is killing it. His style is visceral. It's dark. It's bloody. It's violent. Everything that you need in a good barbarian book. That's what Weird World is. It's barbarianism and crazy shit at its finest. So, big thumbs up to Weird World. Now, our next book of the week, sticking with the Battle World theme, is The Guardians of Nowhere. Now, you see that cover? It's Venom, which this Venom is Clint Barton, which you're going to go, what the hell did you just say? That's not Venom, stupid. All right, and Drax. Okay, and it's a great looking cover. It's beautiful by Mike Deodato. He's a great artist, great action sequence artist also. So, Brian Michael Bendis, maybe not your favorite storyteller. I know he's not mine, but I like the way things pan out over a long arc that Bendis does. So, I've been loving Guardians of Nowhere. I love the Guardians of the Galaxy. I love them. Now, these Guardians are typically a little bit different. Try to bring you up to speed on what's going on. Angela was dispatched by Doom to go bring in Gamora. Gamora has left the province of Nowhere. Nowhere is a celestial head that make the Guardians their headquarters. Now, in Battle World, it's pretty much the same way, but there's some differences. Drax, something has happened to Drax. He's drinking beer. He's still badass, but something has happened where Drax is really down in the dumps. Now, when Angela came in, she was looking for Gamora. Gamora was like, I ain't hearing it. Drax, Rocket, they all jumped in to kind of have Gamora's back, and Angela took them down easily. I mean, very, very easily. Now, there's this Yotak cat that has entered the mix. Now, I don't know where the hell this guy came from. I've never seen him before. He's not a part of the Marvel Universe that I know of or any of its offshoot parallel universes. He may be a brand new character that has surfaced in Battle World. I do not know. He's pretty badass looking. Think of a space barbarian, sticking with the barbarian theme. But he's really cool. He's very, very powerful. And he's basically got a problem with the Guardians. He considers himself an overlord of crime, and he wants nowhere for himself. So they're like, nah, dude, you can't have it. Beat it. So he basically whips everybody up. Angela comes back to get Gamora. Well, what we didn't realize in the last issue was Angela is one of the Thor Corps, and she's got her hammer in tow. She was badass without the hammer. So she's like, I'm going to go back and get my hammer, and I'm going to come back and kick your ass some more. Because she still needs to bring Gamora in. And you can tell there's a past. Now, I know this is 616 Gamora and 616 Angela. Now, when I say 616, for all the new comic guys out there, all the new comic fans, that is what we call the old Marvel Universe. In Battle World, the Marvel Universe has collapsed into different parallel universes, all smashed together into one world led by Doctor Doom. It's a whole big thing. I could do an hour show on how Battle World got to be where it is. And we would need more Percocet than I've been prescribed, more bourbon than I've got in my cabinet, and maybe some mushrooms. Just for it to make sense. Okay? Great story. Don't get me wrong. I loved it. I loved the Avengers run where all time collapsed. But that's where we're at now. That's what I can say about this Battle World is that it has brought several new characters out and gave them new life. And I think that was the whole reason behind Battle World. Now, getting back to the Guardians of Nowhere. Angela shows up, basically saved Drax's butt from getting dealt by Yotat. Drax, not done. He's still our Drax. Pretty much gives Yotat a whipping. Angela brings a helping hand with bringing down the lightning. Now, he should be donezo. He's not, which just goes to show that Yotat is a dude to be reckoned with. I'm dying to find out where this dude came from. Okay, now, the Nova Corps show up. Now, evidently, the Nova Corps are the police group of nowhere. And they're like, hey, Yotat's our criminal. He's coming with us. And Angela was like, who the hell is this dude? He's obviously an immensely powerful being. What's going on with him? So they basically, no one really knows. So they're going to let the Guardians go, and they're going to let Gamora go. And Venom, who's part of the Nova Corps, which is Clint Barton, has an issue with it. All right, he's like, I don't think so, guys. We should bring them in. And Nova, I believe it's a Rich Rider Nova. He's like, nah, dude, let them go. It ain't worth it. So now Angela needs to bring in Gamora. And basically Gamora, who was endowed with the power cosmic back with the Black Vortex storyline that happened right before Battle World, she still has the power cosmic. And because of that ability, she has kind of seen through this facade that Doom has built. So when Angela's like, look, you can't be running around, it's against Doom's rules. And Gamora's like, I don't think that's true. I don't think he's God. And Angela's like, what the hell are you talking about, Willis? Like, she's not digging that at all. I mean, that's heresy, especially to a member of the Thor Corps. I mean, that's Doom's police force. And she's like, you need to take it back. You need to bow a knee and hail Doom as our Lord and Savior, or you're coming with me. And Gamora's like, I can't do it. I'm not going to do it. So she's like, you're under arrest. And you could tell Angela didn't want to do this. Now, these two shared a really distinct bond back in the Guardians when they were all rolling with the Guardians before the collapse. So you could kind of tell Angela's really not want to do this, but Gamora's basically not giving her any choice. and she can't tell her why. She has no proof. I just have a feeling the power cosmic allows to see things that you don't see, blah, blah, blah. Well, they brawl, and as you can imagine, it's a great, great fight. Both get their licks in. It's pretty cool to see Gamora standing up to one of the Thor Corps, and while they're fighting, there's this bolt of electricity. That's the only thing I can describe it as, and they're both kind of like, "Whoa, what the hell?" And this being is there due to this teleportation energy. I don't know. But it looks to me, now I don't think this is a spoiler, it's on the last page, it looks to me to be Proxima Midnight. Proxima Midnight is one of Thanos' Black Order. She's wicked badass, okay? And I would love to see her stand off against Gamora and or Angela. That would be awesome sauce. But I don't know if that's her. She looks a little different. Is it a Proxima Midnight from another parallel universe that we have not seen yet? I do not know. But I look forward to finding out. Guardians of Nowhere. You like great action, space action. You love the Guardians. You love great artwork. The story's not bad at all for Bendis. It's maybe one of his better stories. Check it out. $3.99. I recommend it. I do recommend Guardians of Nowhere. I really like them. All right. Now, one of my favorites since it's came out is Civil War, and we're on issue number 3. You can see there's Jennifer Walters, and that guy right there with the wings, that is Peter Parker. Yeah, Peter Parker. Peter Parker has a great moment in this book, and we'll get to that. I know some fans of the show think I have something against Spider-Man. I do not have anything against Spider-Man. I think he's a great character, super character. He's just not somebody that resonates with me. You know? I don't know. But he has a great moment in this book. Let me break it down for you. Okay, Civil War. So, another part of Battle World where Steve Rogers and Tony Stark are still fighting. Their part of the domain is split literally by a divide, and it's called the Iron and the Blue. The Blue is ran by, yup, you guessed it, kudos to you, Captain America. And in this world, it's basically people, they're governed, but if you have abilities, you're urged to use them responsibly, but you don't have to be registered. You're not taken into custody or anything like that, kind of like you are in the Iron, which, you know, in Tony's world, people with abilities and powers are pretty much controlled, registered, trained, you know, the two ideologies that battled in original Civil War. Now this just takes it several years into the future, whereas neither one of them won, and they're both kind of doing their own thing. Okay. There was a woman named Miriam Johnson. Shit, I don't know. I can't remember. Miriam Sharp. I'm sorry. I'm glad I just turned the page and her name was there. Miriam Sharp. She was trying to get the two sides to speak to each other. And what happened was neither one of the sides really wanted to, but they trusted this woman. So they both, Tony and Steve both show up, and they tried to talk things out. Miriam was assassinated. She was shot on the blue side. Both sides blame the other. Tony blames Steve. Steve blames Tony. They're both sides are looking for who did it. Okay, that brings us to our story now. Steve has sent a covert group of Peter Parker, Black Panther, which is Siri, Black Panther's sister, who's the Black Panther in this iteration, and you've got Elektra. And you had somebody else, and I'm looking. And Venom. Okay. So he sent them in to get a weapon called the Bell Curve. The Bell Curve, from what I understand, takes away a person's abilities. So it'd be a big time weapon for them to have in the fight against Stark. Okay. Now, why hasn't Stark used it? I do not know. It does not get that far. But what's cool is Cap has sent his boys in undetected, covertly. Tony has done the same. He has sent Jennifer Walters in, the She-Hulk in as a spy. And what he wants to have happen is he wants her to find the assassin. A Stark drone picked up the assassin's DNA, so they've tracked it into the Blue. Now, of course, neither one can cross over, so this all has to be done in Black Ops, covertly. So as Jennifer gets to the wall, who's there to greet her? Professor Xavier. She's got to pass a mental scan before she can even cross into the Blue. She said she was an attorney. She was on an emergency mission or emergency request to see her client. She was from the Iron. Now, what they did was they had Xavier's scanner, and you could tell Xavier's a lot older here, and he struggles to get a scan on her. And she passes. And as she's still in contact with Stark, Stark's like, "How did you pass?" And she was like, "I'm an attorney. I've taught myself to believe in what I'm doing. I believe I'm an attorney, and I'm here to see a client." So that's what he read. She goes, "But he's not at full power." So she realizes that she got lucky here. While that's going on, Parker and Black Panther and Venom, and Elektra, which Elektra's done. She got burnt. She got roasted in like one of the last pages of the last issue. So she's dead. Okay. Peter Parker in this book, he's more soldier than he is Spider-Man. He's got these wings like the Falcon, and you really haven't seen him shoot any webs till this. While they're fighting, he basically saves Black Panther's life by shooting a web, grabbing the hand of this huge, like, iron sentinel that I guess Tony has built, and like he flew, as the sentinel was getting ready to blast the Panther, he pulled his hand up towards the sentinel's face, and the sentinel shot his own face. It was dope, man. I was kind of like, yee, that was awesome, Peter. So really cool moment for Parker in this book. Like I said, he's soldier. He's keeping these guys together. When they want to lose their shit that Elektra's did, he's like, "Look, nothing comes before this mission. Nothing. Get your shit together." So he's a soldier, man. He's a warrior here. I'm really, really digging this parallel universe, Peter Parker. Pretty cool. So now we're back to Jennifer Walters in the Blue. She's walking around. She's got this mohawk and stuff. She's thinking nobody recognized me. Well, the Blue has a police force of its own, and they're called the Punishers. Speedball, who, if you'll remember from the original Civil War, big player, he sees this chick walk by him, and he kind of looks and goes, "That's Jennifer freaking Walters." And he knows that she's Stark's right-hand man. So he knows it's her. He's following her. Jen's on the trail to find the assassin, and she finds him. I'm not going to tell you who it is. I don't want to spoil things for you. I try not to spoil cool moments in books because I want you to be as surprised as I was. And when you see the assassin, you're kind of like, well, hell yeah, it was him. So, but anyway, Speedball goes to arrest her. She hulks out. What the hell was Speedball? What were you thinking, dude? You're on more drugs than I am. She smacks Speedball around, takes off. Well, her cover's blown because she had to She-Hulk out. Speedball calls in. A group of Punishers are on their way to bring her in. So as she's calling Tony, something happens. She's teleported away. When she wakes up, she's not She-Hulk anymore. She's back to Jennifer Walters. And she's confronted by somebody who she thought was dead. And he lets her know, "I am not dead. I am very well alive." And the assassin of Miriam Sharp standing right behind him. So this guy was the mastermind. Now, he's a hero, mind you. I don't want to give it away, but he's a big-time hero. Who is this version of this hero? Is it a good one? Is it a bad one? What really happened? So Really cool stuff. Now, not done with Parker and them yet either. They still got to get the bell curve. They're breaking into Tony's factory. They're taking out all of his robots. But the head of the security force is this aberration of the Kingpin. Kingpin killed Doc Ock and wanted his arms. He gets his arms. As he attached the arms to his back, the arms electrocuted him. But basically, they're keeping Kingpin alive and using him as a host. Evidently, they have to have a host to function. So it's like you got this huge zombified Kingpin with these Doc Ock arms. Well, as they run into him, Peter's trying to tell him, hey, look, this is what we're going to be dealing with. Too late. The arms already know you're there. And huge fight ensues. Really, really cool moment with Venom here. And something that he got off of Elektra's corpse, which really wasn't hers. And once you see it, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But there's a really cool moment with Venom and this object. And the King Ock is what they're calling him. King Ock. And make a long story short, they defeat King Ock, get the bell curve. They're on their way back. The Beast is there to meet them when they come back at the exfil point. And they're like, did you get it? Yeah, we got it. But we lost Elektra. And the Beast is like, oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, Peter. I know that's terrible. And Peter was like, you know what? I don't feel anything anymore. Peter Parker, this variation, has lost so much. He's become war-hardened. So it's a Civil War book, and you think it's going to be about Cap and Iron Man, but it's about everybody else. And I want to know more about Peter, man. Parker's, he's really, really got me intrigued. I find this variation far more interesting than any version that I've read in the Marvel Universe. So very, very cool stuff. Love me some Civil War. I'm letting you know right now. Last issue, I was kind of like, okay, where are you going? Let's pick it up. It's only a second issue. Come on, man. I should have gave him a break. They brought it on this. Issue 3, Civil War. Highly, highly recommend. I told you, man, it was good stuff this week, dude. I wasn't pulling your leg. Shit. Come on, man. We people. We people. All right. Staying with the Battle World. Okay? Now, you think, is that all this guy buys is Battle World shit? That's all Marvel's putting out right now, for the most part, because everything else is gone. So when your Marvel Universe collapses, you can't have a regular Avengers book or a regular Thor book or a regular Guardians book because time's gone. That universe no longer exists. This is all that exists. So that's why I'm just telling you Battle World Marvel book, just so you know that we're going to be talking about a certain domain in Battle World. Now, this one is, again, one of my favorites. Marvel Zombies. Elsa Bloodstone. Okay? The chick is hilarious. The daughter of Ulysses Bloodstone, the monster hunter. Now, I don't know if some of y'all are familiar with him. I was not. So, like I said, this Battle World stuff, man, has really brought to life some B, some C, maybe even some D. Akron's a D-list hero. And they're making him awesome sauce. So, that's why I'm digging this Battle World stuff so much. But anyway, back to Marvel Zombies. Alyssa Bloodstone finds out from Zombie Deadpool that the zombies are keeping him alive by eating his brain because they know it's going to come back. This is how the zombies in the Deadlands, this is how they stay semi-intelligent. By eating brains. It's not like, ooh, zombie brains, it tastes like bacon. It's, we need to eat brains so we can keep some form of our cerebral function, if you will. So that's, Deadpool's letting Elsa know that this is what's going on. This is why the zombies do what they do. We're all batshit crazy. I mean, he's Deadpool, and they got him strung up. And they're eating his brain just so it'll grow back. It's pretty crazy stuff. But, they call him Forever Meat. When there's something that happens to Deadpool, I don't want to give it away, but something happens to Deadpool, and they're like, the Forever Meat! Like, that's his nickname, is the Forever Meat. I thought that was pretty funny in a very sick and grotesque way, but pretty cool. But he also tells Elsa that the child that we affectionately call Shut Up, because that's what she calls him, is Shut Up, he's not dead. He got taken last issue by somebody she thought she could trust. She thought she was going to get this child to safety. He did not. He was a shape-shifting zombie. And she was like, well, he's dead. She goes looking for him, and basically she's like, there's no sense. And Deadpool's like, no, he's alive. They tried to eat him and turn him. He's not rotting away. He is, he's uninfectable. So she's like, what? She knew this child was special. And I keep calling him this child because I've already slipped and called him a he a couple times. It's not a he. It's a she. It is revealed later on in the book when the zombie that took him, which was Mystique, the shapeshifter, she's like, the girl meat. And Alyssa's like, the girl meat? And she looks down at Shut Up, and Shut Up's like, you didn't ask. This book has a ton of humor in it. Great action. Good zombie kills. There's a great scene with zombie Morbius where he kind of jumps out to scare him, and Alyssa dispatches him quickly because she's a monster hunter, you know. But as we go along, most of this issue deals with Alyssa's coming to terms with her father being a huge dick. Her entire life, he was rough and hard on her because she had to take over the mantle of the monster hunter. So there was no time for weak, no time to be feeble. You fought darkness. You didn't care about the price you paid. Very, very hardcore upbringing this girl came up with. And as she's kind of telling little bits and pieces to Shut Up, Shut Up's like, no offense, but your dad sounds like a dick. Basically, that's exactly what they say in the comic. And, you know, Alyssa's like, well, no, you know. And then as she starts remembering more and more, she's like, golly, he was a bastard, you know? So, a lot of other things happen. I don't want to give nothing away because I think it's going to be very influential to the story later on. But Shut Up has been telling them they need to go in this direction. Like, why do you know that? I don't know. I just think so. But she already knows that he's a special kid. He has the ability to operate her bloodstone, which was Ulysses' bloodstone's secret weapon. Not really so secret. He wore it on his neck, or wore it inside it, embedded in his chest. Wasn't really secret. And she hasn't been able to get it to work, but this child can. And after it does work for her, he's exhausted. Like, he's got to go sleep. So she knows something's up. They finally get to the end of their destination. You can't go any further than this point. And they're like, well, what the hell? Well, someone shows up. Cannot give this away. It was a big surprise even to me because I thought this person was gone. But why did I think that? It's Deadlands. We're zombies. That was stupid. So anyway, really, really good story. The artwork is pretty good. It's not Del Mundo or Greg Land or Joel Mad. Or Sandoval. It's nothing that good, but it works for this story. The facial expressions that he gives people makes it. His action sequences and stuff are so-so. The gore, he does the gore pretty well. And it's Cy Spurrier and Walker is the artist. So pretty good stuff, man. I enjoy Marvel Zombies immensely. Alyssa Bloodstone is slowly becoming one of my favorite female Marvel characters. She's hilarious, and every time she speaks, I have her English accent going on, like from a Guy Ritchie movie or something. And I'm like, oh my god, she's awesome. She's perfect. Love it, love it, love it. Marvel Zombies, very, very good. Now, Battle World again. Battle World. Old Man Logan. Great. Look at that cover, man. Man, that cover is something else. Sorrentino and Bendis. All right, now this is what I'm gonna tell you. For those of you who are watching on YouTube, I'm moving my pillow on my arm. I have my arm resting on this pillow because it gets pretty uncomfortable. But all right, back to Old Man Logan. Sorrentino's killing it. His artwork is perfect for a Wolverine book. He draws a Berserker's Rage like I haven't seen anyone draw Berserker's Rage in a long time. Old Man Logan, which from the Old Man Logan story by Mark Millar a few years back, which was a phenomenal story. If you haven't read it, stop the podcast right now. Go get it on eBay. Go get it at Books A Million. It's a wonderful, wonderful story. Beautiful artwork, violent, great Wolverine, great Hawkeye action. So anyway, back to our story here. He is now tossed into the Deadlands, which we just talked about, which is where all the zombies are. Berserker Rage for like 3 pages. Berserker Rage. Now, he ends up escaping a horde, or as Rick Grimes would call it, they call it a horde. Yeah, they call it a horde. A herd. They call it a herd. Yeah, Rick Grimes would call it a herd. He escapes that, goes into this cave in the side of a mountain where they can't really get into, and there's somebody in there who's not infected. Well, She-Hulk, Jennifer Walters, okay? Maybe a different version. Logan remembers her, but, you know, where Logan come from, the old man, the world that he come from, all the heroes are dead. They've all been killed by the Red Skull. So he hasn't seen a superhero in a long time. All this is really weird. His travels from domain to domain, which brings me to the problem I have with this book. It's a great book if you don't want to buy all the subtitles, the Marvel Zombies, the Guardians of Nowhere, Civil War, because it looks like Logan's somehow going to get thrown or blasted into this domain. Now, I know the domains ain't that big, but come on. I reserve the right to suspend belief when I want to. I know it's a comic book. I know we're talking about zombies and superpowers and healing factors and all that shit. But every issue, Logan's getting blown into a different domain. This one's no different. I don't know where this story's going, but I am enjoying the ride that it's given me. Now, I said before, I usually like where Bendis ends up on his storytelling. I don't know where the hell this could go, but I have enjoyed the ride. And maybe that's what this book is about. It's not about... Now, I know Old Man Logan is going to be one of the storylines that survives when Battle World ends. Like, it's going to be a main Marvel title. So I'm really, really excited for that. And maybe this is all set up to that. I don't know. I wish I did. If I did, I would have a lot more than 6 subscribers to my YouTube channel. But anyway, it's a beautiful written book. The dialogue between She-Hulk and Wolverine is pretty cool. But I want to show you this action page real quick. It's Zombie Venom as Logan's getting out. Like, they've got a plan, okay, to how Logan gets thrown into another domain. I'll tell you that here in a second. But I want to show this to my YouTube people. Can you see that? That is Venom and Wolverine going at it. Look at that. Isn't that awesome? That is so awesome. Man, beautiful artwork, I'm telling you. But okay. He's like, okay, you're She-Hulk, so you can jump miles in the air. You can't fly, but you can jump out of here. She's like, I can't. You would think I could, but I can't. I haven't been able to get out. It's like something's keeping me in here. Now, she's in there because she's been banished by Doom. Okay? So he's like, all right, well, maybe you could throw me out. Fastball special. All right? Of course. You know, why not? She's like, I don't know. I don't know if I can. So they come up with an idea is she's going to jump with him as high as she can and then toss him. And maybe that'll get him out far enough. It does. Logan lands up in another dimension. This is issue 4. This will be the 5th domain that he's been in next issue. He's in Manhattan. Or we don't know what variation. I don't remember if it's 1610 Manhattan or 616 Manhattan. So, but one of the Manhattans. But I'm like, come on, man. Really? So, anyway, but it's beautiful artwork. It's great action. If you're a Wolverine fan, you're buying it. Stop it. Don't worry about the story. Who gives a shit? It's Wolverine. He's been dead for a long time. We haven't had a good Logan comic in a while. So if you like Logan, pick it up. If not, wait. Like I said, if you like story, don't get it. If you like violent action, you like Wolverine, it's your jam. I'm serious. So, all right, enough of Battle World. We're over it. We're done with it. The next book, I was very excited to read. All these books I read, I had a stack of books like this. I read the ones that I wanted to because I was jonesing. I hadn't read for 2 weeks, so I'm jonesing. So I'm grabbing the books I really look forward to. And this is one of the DC titles that I really are enjoying right now. Dark Sea War #3, the Justice League. And you can see my boy Bats on the Metatron chair right there. Now, you see Superman right here? How he's black and white and there's Luthor on the other side? There's a reason for that. And that comes at the end. But a lot in this book. The Anti-Monitors come to Earth through an emissary. All right, stay with me. I'm going to hit the high points just to let you know what's going on in this book, so hopefully you'll want to go buy it. All right. This emissary is a chick that is the daughter of an Amazon warrior, but the daughter of Darkseid. You feel me? You think a person like that's pretty badass? Oh, hell yeah. In the first part of Darkseid War, she kicked the Justice League's ass. I mean, by herself. Kicked their ass. It was awesome. Okay. She's on the side of the Anti-Monitor. Daddy issues, anybody? She definitely got some. So the whole thing has been set up for the Anti-Monitor to battle Darkseid on Earth. So that's where she comes in. She got the Anti-Monitor on Earth. She's bringing Darkseid to meet the Anti-Monitor. Bad news for Earth, okay? Now, you've got Luthor and Superman that are in Apocalypse, all right? Come to find out, the environment in Apocalypse is causing Superman to not maybe lose all of his powers, but he's losing them pretty quickly. He actually bleeds in this issue. He's unable to fly towards the end of it, so a lot of stuff's going on. And Luthor surmises that it's because there's no yellow sun. There's no solar energy to ignite him. So Luthor gets this idea. They're getting hunted down by these slaves. They're not really, I guess they're parademons, but a lot of parademons have wings. These don't. And they're basically like, freedom for death, kill Superman. So hundreds of these dudes are trying to kill Luthor and Superman. Luthor is like, you can't fly, can you? He's like, nah. So Luthor grabs him. They take off into the air, and Luthor cracks me up, dude. He's so bad. He's like, look, you gotta trust me on this. And Superman's like, what? And there's this huge vat of like fire that's, Apocalypse is all fire and brimstone and shit anyway. So he's like, you gotta trust me. I'm gonna throw you into this vat of fire that'll give you solar energy. I don't think that's how it works, Luthor, but okay, let's suspend a little belief for now. I don't know what this vat is. It looked like fire, maybe it wasn't. So he basically drops Superman in this. Well, he's getting his ass kicked by these demons. And he's like, Superman? I think he really thought it was going to work. And like, he wasn't just trying to get rid of Superman. Oh, and there was a great quote. As Superman's losing his abilities, Luthor's like, we don't have much longer, or you're going to be, and he goes, Superman says, more human. And Luthor goes, powerless. You'll never be human. So Luthor has not forgotten Superman is not of this world. So, regardless, all right. Drops him in the vat. Hey, man, where you at? Superman comes out of the vat looking like he did on the cover. He's like, all like negative space looking, like he's white and black. And he comes up out of the vat and he said, I should have killed you a long time ago, Luthor. And that's the last we see of it. And we're like, oh, crap. Now, you got another side story with the Green Lantern. Batman sitting in the Metatron chair. See, I haven't talked about any of that. You got Caliban. He's, rolling with his dad. They're going to war together. Batman's sitting on the chair, and he's calling it my chair. And they're all like, your chair? And Batman's like, yeah, I know everything. But the one thing the chair does not tell him is who the Anti-Monitor is. It's like it doesn't know. So that's just so cool, man, to see Batman sitting on a chair. So he's like, look, I'm going to go find out more. I got to go into the cosmos. And Lantern's like, I'm going with you. And he's like, you don't have to do that, but okay. So, and as I said before, the chick's name, Darkseid's daughter that's causing all the shit, her name is Grail, we end up finding out in this issue. You got Mr. Miracle, Scott Free makes another appearance, which I know very little about this character. I always thought his costume and everything was so cool. His story was really cool. So I'm digging him being in this. He basically shows up to the Justice League and is like, look, I can help you. He basically wraps Wonder Woman's lasso around himself. Like, I ain't lying. Y'all need to come with me and come with me now. We don't have much time. Earth is in jeopardy. Earth is in danger. And they're like, shit, man, lead the way. So it's really cool to see them. The spread page with Darkseid and his army and the Anti-Monitor and his army, and they're all getting ready to fucking battle. It looks so cool, man. And then, of course, like I said, you got this negative space Superman going on. Dude, so much going on in this book, but it's paced well. Everything makes sense. I did it no justice just now. I'm just trying to hit the high points on stuff. Flash is in, I can't even get into it. It's too far. It's too far out there. That's how Grail got into this universe anyway. Got the Anti-Monitor in, and she tapped into the Flash's Speed Force while they were fighting. Tricked him, basically. So Barry is in Krypton like 250,000 years before the destruction of Krypton. It looks a lot different, let me tell you. So they're basically like, okay, what the hell do we do now? So really cool stuff going on in Darkseid War. And like I said, if anything that I said to you just now sounds cool, it's way cooler when you read it. Trust me. So, guys, that's it for the comic reviews tonight. If you made it this far, you are definitely a member of the Blazing Defender Report Nation. Your family, thank you very much. Please hit me up on my social media outlets, Blazing Defender at Twitter, Blazing Defender Report at Gmail, the YouTube page, the Blazing Defender Report, Facebook page, Blazing Defender Report. Please hit me up on these outlets. Let me know what you want to see. Let me know what you like. Let me know what you don't like. Be like, dude, lay off the Percocet and bourbon. It's not doing the show very good at all. That's cool. I probably won't listen to you, but I would definitely respect your opinion. Let me know what you like. Hopefully this show is going to go on iTunes very soon. So that's a market I'm looking to get into and with this episode. So go to iTunes, subscribe. If this is the only show you ever listen to of this podcast, just subscribe, man. What the hell? I subscribe to all kinds of stuff I don't listen to. But it would really help me out. But honestly, I want to make the show as good as I can. So please, please, please give me your feedback. Give me your knowledge. I'm dropping my knowledge. You drop your knowledge. So with that being said, I want to get out some shout-outs real quick. Some other great podcasts you might want to check out. From the Helicarrier, I play a game called Marvel's Avengers Alliance. It's a super awesome game, but it's a little hard to get into for new players, I'll be honest. If it hadn't been for these guys, I would have bailed out long time ago. Probably would have been better for me. I'd have been probably had a little more money in my pocket and a lot more time. But I do enjoy the game a lot. These guys really helped my experience with the game. So Epic Boss McFall, Klotz, Abbott, I really appreciate you guys and what you do out there. I hope that the network gets up soon and we can all become a bigger family than we already are. Another part of that network, hopefully soon to be, is the Marvel Cinematic Universe. These guys talk Marvel TV shows, Marvel movies. I was listening to them a long time ago. So they're really cool. They're really funny, very knowledgeable, and very comic book knowledgeable, which is something you don't find in a movie podcast, so to speak. A lot of it's just, they got a little knowledge. These guys, I can tell that they still collect and they still stay up on their shit. So very good show there, Marvel Cinematic Universe. Facebook page that I really like is Comic Jacked. It's all about comics. These guys do tournaments all the time. Who would win between Deathstroke and Punisher? If you lived in a city and you had children, who would you want your city? And the crime rate was out of control. Who would you rather have on your city? Batman or the Punisher, and why? I mean, it's sometimes tell you, man, there's been several fights on this page because people are so passionate about the source material, and I'd be damned if you say something against Captain America or Batman. Are you out of your mind? But it's great page. It's a closed group, so please check to get in, and I'm admin. I'll make sure you get in and enjoy it. Let your voice be heard. Get in the tournaments. It's a lot of fun. Another great Facebook page is the Marvelites. Great the information as soon as it drops, it's on this page. It's a great page. This is how basically I stay up with everything going on in Marvel movies and TV. Brett, the guy that created the page, he's all over it, man. Does a super fantastic job of keeping you up to date. You won't miss out on a thing. You don't have to go to all these other sites. You don't have to go to any of them. Just go to that one, and you're going to be up to date on casting news, rumors, leaks, spoilers, you name it. Great page. Another podcast that I've yet to listen to, but it's going to be a part of the network, is the DC Cinematic Universe. I've yet to listen to it. I just haven't had the time, but I am going to. I'm very interested. I'm so hyped for Superman, Batman, the new season of Arrow and The Flash. DC's got some good things going, man. They're not Marvel. They're not Marvel yet, but they've definitely got a foot in the right direction. So let's show those guys some love. And Comic Book World on O'Shep in Louisville, Kentucky. That's where I get my comic books at. Doug has been great. Anytime I'm out of the country or I'm injured and can't get to the comic book store, he makes sure I get my books every week. Big shout out to him. If you're in the Louisville area, please go to Comic Book World. Tell him the Blazing Defender sent you. Try not to stutter when you say it like I just did. They're going to look at you weird. But, guys, I just want to say thank you very much. Please check me out on my social media accounts. Hit me up. Just let me know that you like the show, you listen to the show, you think it sucked, or you thought it was great, and you went and made passionate love to your wife. That would be super awesome for me. Okay, guys, and without the Blazing Defender has left the building. Now back to your regularly scheduled broadcasting.